Today, I am going to be finishing up my under eye series with my personal experience with under eye fillers. I want to start off by saying that I think we need to be aware of how the beauty industry really does influence the societal views on what they consider beauty at that time, and how they use our own insecurities to make money. That's their business. I've always been interested in beauty and health, and now that I'm older and I've been around the block a few times, I'm not as easily swept away by chasing whatever that current beauty ideal is and learning to trust my own opinion. But I do have to say, I haven't always been that way. Another thing that we need to be aware of is the long, perpetual war on wrinkles and how society has deemed those as something bad. People would rather plump up their faces with fillers to remove all wrinkles rather than embracing the smile lines that they have that give them character and warmth. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against plastic surgery or office procedures that can do really great things for so many people. Just as long as you're doing it for the right reasons and not chasing what the societal view is of beauty. Now, if this is something that you want to do for yourself that will really help make you feel much better about yourself, then by all means, I think that's a great thing. And not chasing what is being dictated to us, what that beauty ideal is for the moment. Let me explain what I'm talking about, and please leave in the comments below if this has happened to you. I started noticing that there were a lot of ads talking about marionette lines. Every time I turned around, they were talking about marionette lines. I never even really thought about them until now. Then all of a sudden I started noticing my marionette lines. And that's when I realized just how much the beauty industry really does play us like a fiddle. So if you don't have something that you're obsessing about, they'll give you something to obsess about. We are going to see changes as we age. That's a fact. And we may not like certain things that are happening. And, you may want to address that. And that's great. Just as long as you're doing it for yourself, which leads me to my story. So about 6 years ago, I decided I wanted to try Botox. So I went with a couple of friends of mine, and I really have always had this really deep frown crevice. And I know they call it the 11s. Mine's more like a really crooked, angry one. So I decided to get to try Botox, and on the most part, I had a pretty good experience at that time. But while I was there, the doctor had suggested that I get eye fillers. And I really didn't have any problems with, how my under eyes looked. But I figured I must look horrendous if this doctor is telling me that I should get them filled. So I ended up coughing up some more money and getting the procedure done. I did not like the results at all. Not only did I leave there battered and bruised, but the results I just didn't like. When I smiled, you could see this kind of weird pulling, and it wasn't a good experience, and I couldn't wait for the fillers to dissolve. And so I considered it a complete waste of money. I wished I would have trusted my own opinion and told the doctor, no thanks, I'm not interested. But live and learn, it's bad enough when you're disappointed with something that you do that you really wanted to have done. But this was a lesson that I needed to learn, I guess. So my advice is do your research. If you're interested in a procedure, look into it. Look into all of the side effects and all of the risks and that sort of thing. And don't feel pressured into doing something that you really aren't even that interested in doing because they want to make money. And you kind of, if you are like me, you feel like, well, this doctor, it sees faces all the time, and you appreciate or you value their opinion, sometimes even more than your own, and you really you shouldn't do that. As I've mentioned in some of my other videos, I really like to take a multi-pronged approach when it comes to, beauty and health. And this may involve more discipline, but I do feel that you end up getting better results. For under eyes, as I've mentioned before, there's lifestyle changes, there's your skincare routine, and makeup application to address these issues. But there are also office procedures as well as surgery. And if that sounds like something that you're very interested in doing, like I say, do your research, understand what is all involved. And that way you'll feel a lot better with your very informed decision. So this is why I wanted to share my personal experience and opinion when it comes to eye fillers. I thought it was a complete waste of money. No, I'd never do it again. And I have seen, because I do, a lot of research for some of the videos that I like to put out. And I am seeing that there's stuff coming out more and more about eye fillers and the risks that come along with it. I think we all are led to believe that fillers dissolve on their own. And what they're now finding is, yes, the effects of the fillers may dissolve, and you may be like, okay, now I've got to go in and get more done because it's completely gone. But some research is showing that that material is in fact still in our systems. It is dangerous when dealing with fillers around your orbital area. And so when a doctor injects the filler in there is a chance that the filler migrates into areas it shouldn't be in. And so people have experienced actually blindness from this. So that's something that could be a possibility. It may be more on the rare side, but it is a possibility that you should be aware of. So the purpose of this video was not to scare you. So I just wanted to share my own personal opinion. I'm sure there's many others that have had a very, very positive experience with eye fillers, and it is still being performed. So just know that there are risks to this sort of thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a bad experience for you. So I hope you enjoyed my under eye series. And if you enjoy content like this, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, give me a thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. And I hope you have a great day.